Welcome to Those Guys Sports. It is your boy Mike, and I'm talking about the man behind me and a few other guys for the Canadian national team. Plus, I'm also going to talk about the USA team. It's not really a podcast, it's just me talking. I just thought I should talk, and I'm going to talk. So, at the end of the day, we saw it. FIBA, the national FIBA. Germany won. Germany, Dennis Schroeder, a future Toronto Raptor player. I say future because, yeah, he signed, hasn't played yet, but future Toronto Raptor, potentially the starting point guard, led his Germany team against a bunch of competitors, beat the USA team, beat Serbia to win it all. That was a good team. I actually did think that was the best team in the whole tournament, and they deserved to win. Serbia, shout out to them. They beat Canada. Those two deserve to be in the finals. Most consistent teams all the tournament. They fully deserve it. Now to talk about the game that people can't stop talking about is Canada versus USA, where Canada wins in overtime. Shouts out to Mikal Bridges and that amazing shot. Now that all that being said, move on past that. Talk about the Olympics. Those are the two teams that are going to make it to the Olympics. Everyone is talking about what team is the United States going to bring. Well, that's why I'm here. I'm here to discuss the team that I think they're both going to bring. Now, this is best case scenario. This is like, I brought up a one guy for the United States that I feel like I never hear this guy talk about wanting to play. He probably won't play, but it's a dream scenario that everybody would like to play for Team Canada and everyone would like to play for Team USA. If that was the case, these are the guys who I would pick. These are the 12 guys that I would choose. Let's start off with the United States. United States, a little bit harder to choose for them because like I said, you're constantly thinking like who wants to join, who wants to join. But in my fantasy world that everyone wants to join, the one person I'm not including is Joel Embiid. I don't know why Joel Embiid and Pascal Siakam, like it's probably too late now, but they easily could have just had a Cameroon team. I don't. And there's a few other guys that could have been on the Cameroon team. Could have had Koloko as well. You could have had a little bit of a squad if you just, brought some of those guys in. It is what it is. But yeah, I'm not including Embiid. Definitely not including Towns because I don't think Towns can even play for the United States anymore. I think he's strictly the Dominican. I hear with the FIBA rules that unless you have to go down, you can't go up. So if you're a player that's really good, you can't go play for the United States. If you're a player who plays for the United States and want to goes down to a different team, which a team that's not like top 10, you can do that. That's what Cat did. Multiple players have done that. Now with this Dream USA lineup, one thing with FIBA, you just want your good players. Yeah, for a lot of teams, they go in a proper order with a point guard, shooting guard, small forward, however. No. That's not how we're gonna do this. We're doing the best 12 guys for this. Sometimes I have to argue with myself for my own personal bias. But if I was starting this team, this new dream team, I don't even know if this is the I just got called dream. This is the new dream team. It's not redeem team, it's the new dream team. I would go Stephen Curry at the point guard. There's no one else you could put. He's the one guy that I haven't seen this guy in the USA jersey. We got to see him play, and this is going to be the year because I think no matter what, because of the outcome, because of not meddling, I think no matter who wins the NBA championship, even if Golden State wins it, I think those guys are gonna go. If the Lakers win it, I think he's gonna go with an AD. I think no matter who wins it, they're gonna go. Unless it's like a guy I'm gonna mention shortly. So yeah, I would go Steph at the one, at the two, going Kawhi Leonard. Yes, Kawhi Leonard. Because at the end of the day, I just mentioned him. He like I don't know. Does he not want to play for USA? Like I don't get it. Is he just hurt? But this is my dream scenario. This is my dream scenario that he's like, I would like to play. The fun guy is going to Paris. That's what I would think. So Curry, Kawhi, KD, because you gotta start them. Like right now, Curry and KD are the two out of the three locks. Like those are three guys, they're your starters. Now the third guy who's a lock is the guy by the name of LeBron James. He's one who the rumors have. It was Brian Westford that said we hear that LeBron is talking to different guys. He's trying to get a squad on. This is the squad he's going to get. He's going to get himself, KD, and Curry. They'll probably do an iconic picture the same way it was Jordan, Magic, and Bird. Just the same way they're going to do that same picture. In the five, you got to go AD. Now I know AD may not want to play the five. This is not the NBA. Okay, we need you to play the five. This is FIBA basketball. All those guys are going to be like 6'10, 6'11. They're going to have the ability to shoot the three. We need to have a defensive anchor that can do that. So that'll be my starting five for the United States. Now, who would I have coming off the bench? Who's the first guy immediately that I would need to have is Bam Adebayo. Now you thought I was gonna go, no, it's Bam. Bam, you gotta get next because he's a guy who plays center currently. He can match well with the Jokic's of the world. Eventually, if they have a Rudy Gobert, if they have a Joel Embiid in France, this is the guy that you can have that can match well with everyone. So I'll have Bam immediately. That's my sixth guy that I'm calling up. Now, if I'm ringing in front of the GM, I'm dialing someone else up, Mr. Damian Lillard. That's the next guy I'm calling up. Dame, I'm gonna need you. So that's Dame and Bam already off my bench. I'm doing pretty well. Will they be future teammates? Potentially. Am I about to add another additional? Like I said, if I'm calling up, I want this person. Jimmy Buckets. I need the attitude. I need the grit. I need that person that's gonna be hella competitive. And I like that in Jimmy Butler. So hopefully a Jimmy Butler will be on the squad too. I don't believe that he would. Now, a guy that this team will become, Jayson Tatum. I'm calling Jayson Tatum up. Jason, I need you. I need you to be that next valve of scoring off the bench. Now, if there's most likely, there's gonna be no Kawhi. Like we can all admit that. So Jayson Tatum is probably going to be the starting shooting guard or small forward for this squad if those four guys, which we all can believe, are going to say yes to. So I'll go Tatum. Another guy everyone's mentioning is Devin Booker. So you got to call Devin Booker up. Now, I have a little bit of a bias with Devin Booker, and it's not a positive one. So I'm going to leave it at that. I think Devin Booker's a good player. He's a good player. I gotta leave it there. I gotta leave it. He's a good player. So right now I got Curry, Dame, Kawhi, Jimmy, KD, Tatum, LeBron, Booker. I'm not saying that they'll come off the bench for these people, but LeBron, Booker, AD, Bam. That's 10 guys. Now if I have 12 more people, I have 2 more people to add. I'm gonna go Paul George. I gotta call him. Now I had this next guy who was on this current squad. But I'm saying these are the people who I would want if everyone says they want to go. I wrote this guy's name down, but I realized if this other guy says he wants to play, I'm bringing him on. If Zion says he wants to play, we're bringing Zion. I'm sorry. I got to bring Zion. If Zion doesn't want to play, then I'm going to bring Anthony Edwards because I think he's the real future of like United States basketball. He's the future because Ja had his time. It's not going to work out unless we see a real redemption with Ja. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. And Zion's hurt, so or he just doesn't play. But I think this year we're going to see like 60 games of Zion. I think that's what I think they almost did the Joel Embiid route. We just rest him for a few years, then let him take out for the next like few years. But yeah, I'll go Anthony Edwards. Now, of course, there's a bunch of guys missing. I don't believe this is actually going to be the squad. I feel like Mikal Bridges, Anthony Edwards are 2 guys for sure are going to get called up for this squad because I think the one thing a lot of people want to do is that you don't want to have B squad, C squad. You don't want them to feel that way. I think you want to have continue. Oh my God, you want to continue the pattern, and by doing that, that's what you got to do. Now, next, I got to go to the Canadian team, my beloved Canadian team. Of course, the 7 NBA players are gonna make it. It's really about everyone else. But let's go with the starting unit. Shai, the man behind me, one of the MVPs of the FIBA. Gotta go Shai. Gotta go Jamal Murray. Hopefully I think he's gonna play. I think even if Denver won the title again, I think Jamal Murray was gonna play regardless. They did what they had to do. They made it to the Olympics, and I'm confident in what they're gonna do going forward. So that's Shai, Jamal. I think you're gonna start RJ Barrett as well, just to have a potential 4th option, and especially if you're going with a team like the States, you want to have as much, potential ball handlers, guys can get the ball into the basket as you can. Then you go Wiggins. I know with Wiggins and Team Canada hasn't been the most, hasn't been the best relationship, but that's fine. You need to be the best relationship. If Wiggins wants to play, you bring him. Simple. If Wiggins wants to play, you bring Andrew Wiggins. Now, the starting center for this Canadian team, I would say just for size and strength, I would go Dwight Powell. You have four guys who can get the ball in the basket. You have a Jamal Murray who can be an extra ball handler um for Shea. You have the 1 and 2. You have Wiggins, who we see that his best version of him is that like potential third, fourth option, sometimes being a second, but really that additional option with two great shooters and scorers. And then what he has in the Warriors, but you have a guy who can drive to the basket in Shea, a guy who can drive the basket in Jamal, shoot the three. You have RJ, like literally RJ and Wiggins can play off each other, being that third and fourth and play excellent defense. And I think with Dwight Powell in the middle, it's just going to help him out. Dwight Powell can be a really good pick and roll option. He's a good screener. I believe that all those things can happen for Team Canada. Now, not like the States. Team Canada's pretty much set, but it's kind of like you want to still have some of the young guys. You still want to mix and match as much as you can. But if I had to pick the next guys, I'm gonna, of course, you gotta pick Dort, Dylan Brooks, and Alexander Walker. You have to pick those three. That brings it to 8 guys. And Dylan Brooks, you saw what he did, Max 39. But him coming off the bench, playing great defense. The thing is, if I compare Canada's defense to the American defense with the guys I mentioned, I like Canada's defense. I like Dylan. I like Dort. Dort would probably be the best defensive player out of everyone who's on, besides Kawhi, of course. Because if Kawhi's on, he's on an AD. But Dort is the best wing defender, one of the best wing defenders in the league. It'd be great to have him and Dylan would be amazing. And oh, sorry, Kelly Olynyk. That's 9 guys. All right. So I think it's 9 guys deep. Once you bring in the Wiggins. And the question is, who else do you bring? I think you got to bring Corey Joseph. Now, is he really the best option? Not really. I just heard that the reason why he wanted to join this squad is because he wanted more of a role. And I think they probably wanted more of a veteran leadership. I think if he was on this squad, I think he would have played. I think they would have had the ability to go a little deeper into the lineup. But yeah, I would play Corey Joseph for a guy who's constantly been in Team Canada, constantly showed up. I would kind of want that. So I would want Corey Joseph. That brings me to 10. Now, for guard play, I want either I gotta make my decision. So I'm gonna go Andrew Nembhard. You go Andrew Nembhard, that's your 11th guy, a guy that you're picking for the future for the squad. So I would go Andrew Nembhard for sure as my 11th guy. And then my 12, in some cases, you can go Brandon Clarke. If he's back from injury, you may pick him. In some cases, you want to go really big. You want to go stronger, I should say, not even just big, but stronger, because you got to see Olynyk and Powell may have played together. Olynyk could play a lot of for Team Canada. You may go Khem Birch, a guy who's been with Team Canada, played a lot of minutes, and you may need that. The thing with Team Canada, and Canadians have to realize this, we're in the Olympics now. As much as you want to add nostalgia and you want to bring guys like Melvin Ejim onto the squad, you just can't. You just can't. You got to bring your best 12 guys. And ultimately, your best 12 guys are all NBA players. And, some I've seen some people say bring a Zach Edey because he should be NBA eligible by that time. You just can't. You bring your best 12 guys, and you have multiple guys that are missing. I didn't even talk about Shaedon Sharpe, who I would gladly want him to be on this team as a guy who's the future. Like the thing with Team Canada, 2028 Olympics, is still Team Canada you have a future starting point guard in Nembhard. You still have a Mathurin, and you have Sharpe. So you have almost your 1, 2, and 3 if you establish your 4 and 5. And mind you, at that time, the guy behind me, let's go this way. The guy behind me is only going to be like 30 years old, and Jamal Murray's probably going to be like, I think he's only going to be like in 2028. Mine's probably going to be like 33. That's still pretty good. That's very good right now. So Team Canada has a squad coming. We probably need to get better with the big side of things, but that will happen if you just improve the CBL with a bunch of bigs, make them strong, have a lot of them play in Europe, blah blah blah. Do all those things. It's only going to get better for Team Canada. But that's what I would choose for the Team USA and Team Canada. But tell me what you guys think. Like and subscribe, and follow me on all social media platforms. This was pretty fun for me. I like this. Team Canada 2024 Olympics. I like to hear that.